If you haven't seen part one, we talk about ideal client and pricing. We're going to talk about marketing and maybe get to sales. This may have to extend to 3 parts, but let's talk about how to make your first 5K with 1K followers or less. Here's the problem that I see with a lot of content strategy for most entrepreneurs who aren't making 5K a month is how-to content, tips and tricks, and random things. I don't give a fuck about your coffee, even though I love coffee. And I don't really care about how to do something if I'm outsourcing it. Now, this is the difference between coaching content and service pros, but sales is sales and nurture is nurture at the end of the day. Also, tips and tricks, they can go die. None of this content is positioning you as an authority, giving value, or even really setting yourself up for problem awareness. So, how do we change this? Simply shifting your content to focus on authority, value, and problem awareness is going to make the difference inside of your business. Authoritative content is positioning you as a solution to the problem that you're having and talking about how either A, you have the information to solve it, or B, you have the experience, or C, you have a mixture of both. When I'm talking about value, I'm not talking about basic bitch value of how to do X, Y, and Z. I'm talking about value that's rooted in problem awareness. Problem awareness is that you understand as they are the ideal client that you know the problem that they're having, the symptoms of that problem, and how to solve it. So giving value around it is not how do you set up an automated flow in Dubsado or how do you post on Instagram. Giving value around it is what to consider when you're making a workflow and how to hand it off to someone else. What content performs well in the algorithm in 2023. The problem awareness piece, though, is something that has to be done gracefully. And I could go into a whole video about problem awareness and how I do it with a sales psychology lens and not your traditional bro marketing lens. But if you are someone who is not doing this piece, don't just jump to sales yet, because that's another important piece. So last piece to focus on is how you are selling it. If you are someone who struggles to sell, I actually have free story sequences to use inside my bio. But the thing I see a lot of is details only and once a week selling. The average consumer needs to see something 42 times before they buy, and they need to spend 7 hours with you. When you give only details, nobody cares about the calls. Nobody cares about X, Y, and Z. What they care about is the transformation of how you're going to get them from point A to point B. So how to remedy this is having planned pitches, knowing how your content works with your sales and setting it up, having a specific call to action instead of saying DM me or click the link in my bio or click this link here, send them one place, and then creating consistency through your pitching so that you can hit that 42 mark so that you can get people to inquire. If you struggle with any of this, don't hesitate to reach out on Instagram. I actually teach this all the time and have so many solutions for y'all.